This week, we welcome Carine Angelillo for a deep dive into innovations in laser technology, her training work with silhouette tone, and the evolving synergy between laser and electrolysis.
So my name is Carine. I've been for Silhouette Tone for 2 years now. I'm the educator and business development consultant. So we're a Canadian leader in spa and aesthetic equipment for over 60 years. We are based in Montreal, which is in Canada, with a career that's built on passion for innovation and meaningful connection. So I'm a certified esthetician, laser, IPL technician, and electrolysis. I also continuously expanded my skills with additional certifications such as microdermabrasion, thermocoagulation, microneedling, eyelash lifting, eyebrow lamination, and the list goes on. So obviously, when you're in the industry, you always want to be on top of things. You always want to learn new stuff that comes out and also get better at what you already know. So, my journey in electrology began in my childhood. I was surrounded by the beauty industry, and I was inspired by my mother, who worked as a sales representative in the hair distribution field. So, a little different than me, but I was really fascinated by her ability to connect with clients and really share her expertise. What captivated me about electrology was the blend of technical skills and personal care. I've always been super passionate about helping others and also teaching, explaining stuff, and a lot of things that I love to learn. So, electrology gave me the opportunity to offer lasting, confident boosting results while also forming meaningful relationships. So, whether it's working hands on or educating others, I'm dedicated to helping people feel empowered in their own skin. So, who is Silhouette Zone? Did you guys ever hear about Silhouette Zone? Yeah, they know who Silhouette Zone is.
Yeah, because I work with you guys, they know um, everything that I talk about in that space. Because both Giovanni and I, we have this beautiful opportunity to kind of showcase different distributors, and these technicians have gotten to know a lot about you guys through our conversations.
Oh, that's awesome. So maybe I'll get more into detail, maybe some things that you maybe don't know about us. So obviously, as you can see, and you can maybe tell, I'm very passionate about what I do. And this passion naturally led me to Silhouette Zone, a company whose values of excellence and innovations align perfectly with my own. So with a legacy deeply rooted on electrology, including their collaboration with Arthur Hinkel, which is, by the way, the person who invented blend. They helped develop Silhouette Zone build their first electrolysis device, which is the Thermodyne in 1972. So I'm really proud to represent a company that equips professionals worldwide to succeed. So we have buildings in Canada. So in Montreal, that's where our manufacturer is. So that's where we manufacture and sell specialized devices, furniture, and equipment. We then have Somac, which is also in Montreal. It's about 2 minutes away from Silhouette Zone, as a matter of a fact. That's where they distribute professional skincare products and essentials from Silhouette Zone. If we go a little further, we have an office in the USA and in Europe, and we have also our laboratory where we create our own products, which is called Cosmetech. So what we sell exactly, we sell a lot of specialized equipment. So VapoZone, high frequency, microdermabrasion, furniture. So from anything from beds to stools to service tables, we sell medical equipment. So yes, we sell laser and hair removal and IPL, but we also sell a lot of different devices such as radio frequency, LED therapies, thermocoagulation, non-invasive skin remodeling, photoplasmatic massage with infrared. So all those things is what we make ourselves and we sell. Electrolysis equipment, of course. And finally, we sell professional skincare and spa supplies. So as for our certifications, we are recognized globally, and we're proud to offer equipment that meets and exceeds international standards for safety and quality. So every system is very carefully tested to ensure it's effective and reliable. So when you do receive a device, just know that it's FDA approved, so you have no worries of using it. So why are we the leader in electrology? I kind of got excited before and started talking about the electrology aspect and how we were really the first ones here in Canada to come out with electrolysis device. So we were at the forefront of electrology and aesthetic equipment since 1965. It was founded by Alphonse Guédin, which is the company's legacy, and is built on innovation and education. So Alphonse was actually an engineer that laid the foundation for the brand that would change the landscape of electrology. So as I mentioned before, in 1972, that's when we launched our first electrolysis device, which is actually the first device of electrolysis in Canada. And it was created in collaboration with Arthur Hinkel, which is the innovator behind the blend method of electrology. So this partnership resulted in groundbreaking thermodyne device and established Silhouette Tone as the pioneer of 100% Canadian-made electrolysis equipment. So Silhouette Tone, not letting me go next. Silhouette Tone's commitment to excellence exceeds beyond product design. So of course, it's nice to have a pretty device. We love that, but we also want it to be safe and effective. So we have over 50 distributors worldwide, and we uphold the highest international standards. We provide a 2-year warranty on all our equipments, offering professional and reliable, long-lasting technology. Any device that you purchase, you receive a full comprehensive training with it. And as a family-owned business, we offer personalized services and a sincere commitment to our customers. So just to say how committed we are, we maintain stock for devices that have been discontinued to demonstrate our dedication to customer care and long-term support. So this shows that our devices are very long-lasting and that if anything happens, we do have pieces to fix it. So today, the company remains at the forefront of innovation, having produced over 15 generations of electrolysis device and celebrated globally for our presence, comfort, and effectiveness. So if we look a little bit at the journey of our devices and electrolysis, because I do know that you guys are in electrolysis a lot. So I won't dive into really everything when we talk about the devices, but I just wanted to show you really the evolution. So our first device, the Thermodyne, which I mentioned, was our very first model. Then we had the Blend SB12, SB2, and SB8, where we took the technology up a notch, introducing the blend technique. So that's where we started combining high frequency and galvanic at 27.12 megahertz for more versatile treatments. We then went with the servo blend, and with this one, we focus on enhancing comfort. So then we switched to the 13.56 to reduce the discomfort during treatments. Then that's when we came out with the servo blend sequentium. So this is where we started pushing the limits of customization. So that's where we started having programs in our devices. So this one had 40 programs and 5 settings per hair, all at 13.56. We then came out with the Blend 128 and the Sequentium 128, which is an innovation at its best. So it features 128 programs offering more than 500,000 treatments possible. Once again, also at 1356. The Sequentium 328 and ThermoBlend 328 was a major leap forward in a multifunctional device, so allowing users to switch easily between automatic, semi-automatic, and manual mode. So that's when it started to get a little fun for electrolysis, not going back and forth on the device.
I have to show you guys this because for whoever watches this later, I know like when it's in the podcast format later, you guys won't be able to see it unless you're members. But when I started the school last year, and this was still a working unit, it just didn't have any cords that would still work for it. This was donated to our museum.
Oh my God.
And it is like, when I say this thing is probably one of the most secure machines that has ever shown up to the school. I keep it out on the student station desk, and sometimes people are like, "Oh, don't you worry if it's going to get busted?" And I'm like, "This thing would take like a hit from a missile."
Yeah.
But it's still turned off, and it still had a power cord. It doesn't have a power cord now.
No, no more power cord.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they last a long time, but at the same time, you see how different it is from this one to the newer versions. So that's where we say, yes, we update not only the programs, but the designs, which is what makes it so fun, right?
Right. And especially because I know that you guys are coming out here to visit like in a couple months, but the thing I love most about watching people walk in from off the street when they see our machines, like just today, a woman walked in asking like, "Oh, is this a radio shop? And I said, no, but it's radio frequency. So they have a similar look. It captivates minds all the time because that's something we're really good at. We're good at like the science, but we're good at the beauty in the science.
Yeah.
And so I noticed that a lot, that people get very intrigued by it. So that I had to jump in and say that.
Oh, so that was nice. I love that you have that. I didn't know you had that one because I know you had shown me your museum of all the devices.
Oh yeah, I've got I've got a few more coming out probably in the summer of next year that are still in my mom's garage.
So. That's so funny. You'll send us a picture. So the ST100 was all about precision. So this one had a lot of thermolysis options and black techniques, which was at 1356 once again. The ST250 had a lot more programs. So it had 288 programs, 5 in thermolysis and 5 in blend options at 1356. And this is the sequencium. So actually, fun fact, when I started studying in electrolysis to become an electrologist, this was actually the first device I worked on at the school. And you were always allowed to change devices. And in my head, I was like, no, I just want to work with this device. So it's such a milestone for me to be here today and for working for the company that I love to work on their devices in school. So that's just like a little fun fact. So the Sequentium VMC, this one is a perfect balance for power and comfort. So this one has 720 programs and a larger screen, because now if we look at our devices, the screen is much larger, but it was the one that had the largest screen to monitor really all the things that we're doing during the treatment. Then that's when the screens came out. So in 2013, that's when the Evolution 5 HD came out. So we changed it to 6.78 megahertz. So this model offered maximum comfort and faster treatment times. So this really revolutionized the industry. The ST250 took efficiency to the next level with faster treatments with the addition of 6.78. And lastly, in 2018, that's when we came out with the Evolution 7, which is a lot like the 5, but really we made it in fact so that the treatments would be a lot more personalized and more precise than the Evolution 5.
Support for today's episode for Electrolysis Unplugged comes from Zap Master Electrology, where education meets innovation. A licensed school, Zap Master offers 200-hour to 600-hour electrology programs and mentorship to help new professionals thrive. Through Zap Master distribution, electrologists can access trusted tools, loops, and supplies. Learn more at thezapmaster.com.
So when I say it's done, it's not done completely, because for around 3 to 4 years, we've been working on 2 prototypes for 2 new devices. So 2 devices that really changed the industry in electrolysis. And I can even let Stephanie speak on my behalf for that. So for the ST350, which is one of our newest launch, is very similar to the Evolution 7, although it offers greater customization with advanced personalization features. So this one has 400 pre-programmed settings, which has 7 facial areas, 9 body areas, 5 hair sizes, and 3 working modes. So thermolysis, electrolysis, and blend. So this one is at a 6.78 frequency. So now if we're talking about really our biggest launch is really the Evolution XHG. So this really represents a monumental leap in hair removal technology. So this device is unlike anything on the market, as Stephanie and I have mentioned, and it's so funny because we didn't even talk about it together. It's just that 2 people heard us say the same thing. It's 3 devices into 1. So really you have your 2712 megahertz, your 1356, and your 678. So having that, it's like as if you have 3 devices into 1. So your 2712 is an ultra fast current, so very effective for fine and very fine hairs. Then you have your 1356, which is very great for thick and complex hairs. And lastly, your 678, which is effective for medium to thick hair types. So with this cutting edge feature in its enhanced versatility, the Evo X offers professional the ability to deliver more precise and effective treatments, setting the new standard in the beauty and aesthetic industry. So I won't dive in too much in this device. So if you guys have questions at the end about this, I'd love to answer them. And if not, well, I'll jump back in here whenever Stephanie invites me, and we'll definitely talk more about this, or I could even let Stephanie do a presentation on that.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is on Sunday when I do my laser and
Yes.
talk, some of the things that I wanted to highlight in there is, well, we talk about the effectiveness within each megahertz within each section of the one machine. In real time, we are actually noticing that even changes based on the environment around us. And so someone might traditionally look as though, based on hair density, that they would be best within a 6.78 megahertz, for example. But their skin and their moisture gradient to the skin doesn't allow for that. And so you can still accomplish that within each.
Yeah.
And so you're able to kind of start creating your treatment not only customized to the sensation or the effect of a treatment, but then you're able to customize it even further from like what is happening that day with the session. And so sometimes like you might have, you might have been doing amazing within 1 megahertz for a little while, but something just shifted, like something from treatment to treatment. I mean, right now we're going because, we're further north, but we're also in the wetlands of where I live. You might go from an extremely rainy week and the next week super dry because it gets super cold. And then it goes back to rainy. And even shifts in which of the megahertz responds differently. And so I thought that was kind of cool that we were seeing that within like real time with this, the students working away at that. I think that there's something to be said about there is a lot of innovation that we can do as an industry. And just to understand that like you can create a comprehensive unit. And the fact is, and we know this, if the machine can kill a hair, it is an effective electrolysis machine across the
Correct.
But in what way makes it easy to utilize? What gives you the opportunity to kind of like, I was raised as a manual operator. Presets weren't something that I was heavily comfortable with until I got my Apple's, and then I was more comfortable with presets, but I found that I was still manipulating current outside of the preset recommendations. And this has that opportunity where it has like suggestions within hair caliber, within type of distortion that you might be dealing with. So I do think that that's really something that is additionally awesome, because we talk about like laser versus electrolysis, and this is where it gets, beautiful in itself. You guys kind of did this with two different machines. You did it with one of your laser units and you did it with an electrolysis unit.
Yeah.
As a technician that came up as a Candela operator, when it came to my work through laser hair removal, being able to bounce back and forth between different wavelengths within your laser got me to serve more people. And then I was able to do that again with my electrolysis machine. And I think that like we have to start looking at heavier customization in these spaces. Because you might have somebody that is very much an Alexandrite patient, for example, in laser from, top of the head to décolleté. But then because of like their background, their heritage, because of their tanning habits, they might be more of a diode or a YAG person in other areas. And being able to go in between those, I think is super. And then thinking about that in electrolysis, understanding that like, I might have somebody that has, all types of hair that I'm going to be working within. And instead of me going within just 1 megahertz and knowing those limitations, I can then go, okay, if it was good here, is it going to be better here? If it's
exactly
greater here? And I think that that's huge. I think that like we're seeing a shift. And I know that there was another laser unit that had a stackable wavelength like you guys did, that my laser instructor had been selling in recent years. And I always thought, like, that's really, that's the next step, right? As a multi-needle operator, one of the big things with my Gentronics unit, if anybody ever had a Gentronics, you were able to have your multi and single needle in one unit. And so what would happen is if I set up a rack for multi-needle, but I did a low, slow cook, I could go into my single needle operating system of the same machine and get the ones that were like incidentals that didn't really make sense to spread the rack of probes out. And it's happening again. We're seeing that innovation happen where you can go, I'm going to use it like this. I'm going to use it like that. And I think that is just so cool. So I like what I'm seeing a lot in the technology world of electrology.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see everything that's happening and that's even coming for the future, right? We think, oh my God, what more can we come up with? And then the next year, we're just flabbergasted by new innovations, right?
Yes, absolutely. And like, that's something that when you and I were talking earlier, like, what are some of the we talk about like recent innovations, but like, what are the benefits of having that cross training? Here in the States, we struggle because there was back in the early 2000s, a big push to ensure that some states were not able, as an electrologist, to fire a laser. But you and I both know the person who understands the hair follicle, and every person on this call, and this is like a big thing to think about here. The best person to understand a hair follicle is someone that has been to school for 400 to 600 hours of hair removal. It's not somebody that's done aesthetics and understands the safe firing of a laser. It is someone understanding how we actually kill those germinative cells and not just fire a laser safely. So even on this call, and I'm fairly certain there's a few that are in states that cannot do laser, and people who might hear this later on, that's something that myself, as we move forward to trying to get us to be a licensed state where I'm at, that we're going to try to push an understanding of like, if somebody's gone to school for this long with electrolysis, they also should be able to qualify for the hair removal component of laser education because they already have all of the background and now they just have to learn how to fire that unit in a way that delivers results. And so I think that we are at a changing tides again, because I think that there are going to be enough of us with the industry growth that we're having with electrology, that it's going to show that if we can cross train, you can expand the benefits of your business. And I know that
100%. Yeah, I'm going to be actually speaking about that very shortly.
Yeah.
And I find it's very, very important. You see here in Canada, if you're an electrologist, you can do your course in laser, but you have to do your electrolysis beforehand. But you see us, it's like a mixed course. So for me, for example, it was 6 months. The first 4 months, it's just electrolysis. Electrolysis every day. And then once you're perfected in that, you pass that exam, you're allowed to do your laser course.
So very similar to like Florida's style.
Yeah, exactly. It's very similar to Florida.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that was something that, and I thought that was really a beautiful thing that Florida did. Because I think that, if you're going to have somebody learn how to fire a hair removal laser, they have got to know how to do electrolysis.
100%. Because or else they don't understand what's going on underneath the skin. They're just protecting the skin to not burn it, but they're not understanding really protect. I mean, we can go really into this and I could talk about this for hours, but I completely agree. And I think it's great that you're really working on getting that, because as I'm going to be explaining, it's so important to know and to be able to perform laser, because sometimes you work with both, right? Obviously not at the same time, but there's some clients that have the perfect skin color and perfect hair color to go ahead and do that laser and remove all that dense hair and then finalize in laser. So in electrolysis, sorry. So I'll dive more into that, but I 100% agree.
Yeah. Sorry, my brain was
have the same opinion.
So, all right, I'd like to get back to it.
Yeah. So, well, actually, here we are. So shaping my perspective on electrology and laser hair removal at Silhouette Zone. So as you know, at Silhouette Zone, innovation is more than just a concept. So it's embedded in everything that we do. So as a leader in medical aesthetic equipment, the company consistently evolves its devices, offering to stay ahead of trends and enhance existing technologies. So personally, being closely involved with the engineers and technicians during the development of new devices having given me invaluable insights into both technical and practical aspects of the equipment. So I'm very proud to play a role in its continuous improvement. So I've actually had the opportunity to provide feedback on the latest electrolysis device launches, so the ST350 and the Evolution X HD. So by working directly I'm just going to go to my next slide. Sorry. By working directly with the development team, we've really refined features, ensured optimal performance. We made prototypes, sent them out to salons to really get feedback before really launching it to our clients. So this collaboration played a crucial role in how Silhouette Tone creates a high performance and effective device that meets all the needs of professionals worldwide. So we also, like I mentioned, have technologies such as radio frequency, laser, IPL, electrolysis, and a lot of other devices that have shaped and my perspective on ever evolving beauty industry. So through my work at Silhouette Zone, I've gained a deeper appreciation for the constant advancement in both electrology and laser hair removal. Staying informed and adaptive to these changes is very important to provide our clients with the most effective and reliable equipment available. So now if we talk about electrolysis and laser training, so here's what we were talking about actually. So cross-training between electrolysis and laser. So obviously, electrolysis can greatly benefit from cross-training or even just collaborating with technicians in both laser and electrolysis technologies. It will enhance their overall skill set and expand their ability to meet diverse client needs. So cross-training in laser hair removal allows electrologists to understand how both technologies can work together for better outcomes. And laser technicians, on the other hand, that don't do their course on electrolysis, which I don't know if that happens in your area. In Canada, it can happen to certain extents. So they can also gain valuable insights into electrolysis, including its precision and ability to treat hair types or areas that laser may not effectively or safely address. So the collaboration actually ensures that the electrologist and the laser technician is aligned in their treatment strategies, leading to more personalized and effective solutions for their clients. It also facilitates an exchange of ideas and best practices. So it's always fun to really exchange. Sometimes you talk about something that happened to you, an experience, and someone else will have a similar experience of what happened. And all that information being shared within another is always great. And we're always wanting to learn more, right? Electrolysis can learn from laser technicians about the latest advancement in laser technology and vice versa. So ensuring that both parties are up to date on the most innovative methods. So this ongoing collaboration fosters a more holistic approach to hair removal and ultimately benefits the client by providing a more complete, customizable treatment plan that combines the strength of both methods. So the synergy between electrolysis and laser professional elevates the entire client experience, helping electrolysis enhance their practice and offer a range of treatments. So maintain a competitive edge in the industry. So if
When you
we
were
talk
talking about,
sorry?
no, it's okay. When you were talking about the struggle of like when people are learning laser, but they're not learning the electrolysis component in Canada, we actually have that happen here. And that's actually where you see the most amount of paradoxical hypertrichosis cases is who don't understand what you're actually doing to the interior of the follicle when you're working to destroy it. And so they can't comprehend that. And so they look at it as like, well, if I just go over everything, if it can't see it, it'll be fine. But the problem is it sees just enough to create chaos. And so that's that component is like what you're talking about in Canada. It happens here all the time where somebody might go to school and they just don't understand that destruction of the germinative cells.
Yeah, that's the thing, because when you're doing the laser course, it's not as complete as electrolysis. Personally, I've seen it because I've seen a lot of laser technicians come for trainings, and I always do an overview of really the hair follicle, and I see what they've learned isn't as in depth as what electrologists learn. I don't know if that makes sense for you guys.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely what I see happening most of the time. So that's why we always tell them, it's always good to really continue your education, really follow courses, follow people that really inspire you and that you learn from, read books on it and really be up to date in all the new technologies and all the new things that really is important for you and your clientele, because your clientele is online. Sadly, that's what it is, but happily at the same time, right? Because that's where we can promote. but they're always online and looking at new techniques, new devices. And sometimes they say, oh my God, do you have this? And then if it's not for them, you're actually able to explain it better to them as to why it's not for them, this technique. Because some people will come and say, I want laser hair removal, but they're not the candidate for that. So you have to be able to explain it to them in a way that they can understand why they should come to you for electrolysis.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So this actually is perfect because we're going to dive into really how electrolysis and laser hair removal complement each other. So obviously, electrolysis and laser hair removal training complement each other in significant ways, especially in today's ever-evolving beauty industry. So both techniques are highly effective for hair removal, but each offers unique advantages depending on the client's need, her skin type, and their hair color. So the first thing would be a broader client base and treatment range. So laser hair removal is particularly effective for individuals with lighter skin and darker hair. And electrolysis is suitable for all skin and hair types, so including fine hairs, light hairs, and even places that laser may not target or cannot be targeted, because there is more contraindications in terms of regions that you can treat. So professionals that are trained in both techniques can offer a wider range of treatments, ensuring that every client receives the most effective solution for their unique needs. Then we can look at also the combination of both technologies. So a lot of clients will benefit from combining both treatments. So while laser hair removal will reduce the hair growth by targeting and weakening the hair follicle, electrolysis offers a permanent solution by fully destroying the hair follicle and preventing the hair growth. So laser hair removal can reduce overall hair density, and electrolysis will target stubborn or finer hairs that may remain after laser. So professionals that are trained in both methods can also customize their approach to deliver the most effective and long-term result. Also, increased expertise and versatility. So training in both electrolysis and laser hair removal enhances a professional's understanding of also the science behind the hair removal technologies. So what both of them do and how they work. So this expertise enables them to assess the client's needs more accurately and offer a more tailored approach, setting them apart as specialists in hair removal. And lastly, enhance client satisfaction. So obviously, when you offer more than one service, you will have a broader client. So offering both electrolysis and laser enables professionals to address a broader range of clients' needs, and being able to choose between the best technique for the clients also leads to improved outcomes and higher client satisfaction. So that's also very good. Now, if we dive into the innovations in technology, so talking about a little bit our innovations. So at Silhouette Zone, as I had mentioned, we're at the forefront of advancing aesthetic technology. Our innovative hair removal devices provide an unparalleled precision, versatility, and efficiency. So it caters to a variety of client needs and ensures outstanding results. So if we take a look at the laser device, so this is our Spirit laser device. I won't go too much into depth, as I mentioned, but if you guys have more questions, I'll be happily answer them. So this device has three wavelengths. So the 7655, which is the Alexandrite, the 810 nanometers, which is the diode, and the 1064. So what is this exactly? It's basically the depth of the wavelengths. So initially, devices that is a laser only has one wavelength. What we did is that we combined three different wavelengths so that we can really get all those hair follicles. So we all know that there's hair follicles that are deeper in the skin, more on the surface. So this will really target everything. And also it will target skin types 1 through 6. So this is really for everybody that wants to get hair removal can be treated with the Spirit device. So it's built for longevity with 20 million pulses lifespan, and it also features very easy maintenance, customizable settings like the Evolution XHD, and an advanced cooling system for optimal comforts and efficiency. Then we have the Evo X HD. So as I mentioned, a game changer in electrolysis, incorporating 3 frequencies into one device. So it offers advanced vector modulation technology for efficient energy delivery and minimal discomfort. It has over 1,500 pre-programmed settings. It has tolerances mode. So someone who's more sensitive, you're able to adjust that so that the client is more comfortable. You're also able to do infusion treatments. So someone who has dehydrated, you're able to go ahead and put any ionizable product on her skin and really treat that. And finally, you're able to do hydration tests. So to see the client's hydration, to go ahead and really adjust your parameters so that you really get the best parameters for that hair. So it provides a highly customizable client-focused treatment experience. So not only is it fun for the client because it's more comfortable and a lot more precise, but it's really fun also for the technician using it. You get to have a device that you're actually enjoying while you're doing it. And you're not there fussing and trying to figure out your parameters. Everything is really there for you. And obviously, the basics of electrolysis is always there. So sometimes you'll have to adjust. That's like with any device on the market. And that's why it's so easy to do it. So you can adjust really your time. You can add your blend if you want to. So many fun features about this device. So this actual device can be a presentation of a whole hour, which is why I'm not going to dive too much into it. So, over here, we're going to be talking about the advancement in technology and the impact on treatment efficiency and client satisfaction. So firstly, enhanced treatment workflow. So the multifunctional Evo X HD integrates 3 frequencies into one device. So it enhances treatment efficiency by reducing the need to switch devices or even adjust settings all the time for different hair types. The Spirit laser, on the other hand, with its integration of multiple wavelengths into one handpiece, simplifies treatments by accommodating all phototypes and hair conditions. So both devices improve workflow, save time, and provide a seamless and comfortable client experience. Secondly, enhanced precision and customization. With the advanced modulation technology, such as the vector modulations in the Evo X HD, and the triple wavelength technology in the Spirit, both devices allow for precise targeting of hair follicle. So you're able to customize everything from your time to your percentage to the laser Spirit for your fluence and all of that. So that's very, very good to have on a device so that you can be as precise as you can and also treating safely the skin. So customizable settings ensures each treatment is tailored to meet individual client needs and increases effectiveness and client satisfaction.
So
Now,
questions.
yeah.
So one, just so everybody knows, because here in the States, we don't utilize the word phototype. We utilize the word Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
Said.
Fitzpatrick, yeah.
Yeah. They're one and the same. So when we're talking about phototype, that's what we're talking about. And then Lydia has a great question. Does a device show the settings or just face/tint, et cetera? And then adding it, will it show how much you're adding to write down to the client form? So
yeah, everything will be shown on the screen.
The only difference that the bigger difference that I've seen, because I have so many different electrolysis machines available to students here, is that if you were to think of going between one, and I'm going digital in these computerized machines, I'm not talking about the old style, it will not save. If I go from my electrolysis screen to my anaphoresis cataphoresis screen, it's not going to save the last thing I was at.
Yeah, no.
Forward within that. So you would have to, and this is how we do this here at school. You could either, have a device to take a picture of the screen next to you, as long as it's been sanitized as well, or keeping a pen and paper at the station so that if you are going back and forth and you're not good at memorization and you're doing more manual setups of stuff, which is not going to be that preset, right? Then it's going to do that. Now, on the flip side, when you were talking about like the face and the chin on that question, my big thing that I think about is I like it. My favorite part, if we're talking on the X, for example, is, and some of the other silhouette tone equipment as well, is going by hair density, not location of the hair. And part of it is because a terminal hair is a terminal hair, a vellus hair is a vellus hair. Its location on the body does not impact that. However, sometimes it is easier for someone to go, okay, I'm working in this zone. And so therefore I want to do this. The difference that we see is like with within the X, for example, you might select the area and then it will ask you the density of the hair. So it's triggering you to then say, okay, I might have selected chin, but not everybody has terminal hair on their chin, right? And so
Okay, 100%.
then you have to do that extra thought in that space.
Yeah. Was there any other questions in the chat? I saw there was like 5 little pop-ups.
It's just me answering.
Oh, it's you answering. Okay. No problem.
It's just me.
Just you. Okay. All right. So, oops. So lastly, client comfort and retention. So both the device, whether it's the laser or electrolysis device, they're designed to minimize discomfort during and after treatments, thanks to their pre-programmed and customizable settings. So this ensures a more comfortable experience for clients, leading to a higher satisfaction and improved client retention. So with reduced treatment times and enhanced precision, both devices deliver exceptional results more efficiently and allowing clients to feel comfortable and well cared for. Then we're going to be talking about collaboration and integration. So integrating laser hair removal into consultation for electrolysis or even vice versa for laser technician offers a holistic approach to hair removal. So clients today seek more personalized, effective solutions, and combining both treatments over the course of the hair removal journey allows practitioner to address a wider variety of hair types, skin tones, and treatment areas. So skin tones is the phototype. So for example, laser hair removal can efficiently treat larger areas initially, while electrolysis can be used to complete the treatments and or target finer, lighter hairs or areas that require more precise attention and areas that are contraindicated for laser. So this approach, it ensures a comprehensive, customizable solution that optimizes results without the need for both treatments to be performed in the same session.
Want to keep learning on your own time? The Electrology Education Coalition offers a growing library of home study courses covering advanced techniques, ethics, business planning, and more. Earn CEUs, stay sharp, and continue building your skills. Explore the catalog at electrologycoalition.com.
So by offering both options, professionals can tailor their approach based on individual client needs, ensuring that each person receives the most effective and customized treatment for their unique situation. So depending on their hair type. It also helps practitioners stay competitive in a constantly evolving market as they can offer a more comprehensive service that appeals to a broader clientele. So here, if we talk about to end the collaboration with service providers, so the key to successful collaboration is obviously communication and a willingness to learn from each other. So practitioners must first understand their strengths of the complementary service offered and how they align with their own expertise. So it's important to establish clear goals and expectations early on so that both parties are aligned on the value each brings to the table. So collaborating with companies, professionals in the beauty and aesthetic industry is also an opportunity to stay ahead of the trends and enhance your skill sets. So I would recommend seeking out partnership with trusted brands or professionals or Stephanie that share similar values, especially those focused on education and innovation. So this collaboration can also be a great way to offer clients a more well-rounded service, increasing their satisfaction and building loyalty. So just also broadcasting that and telling your clients that you're continuing your education. Clients love to hear that. They see that you're someone that's passionate, that wants to keep learning, and something that is always evolving. So we're always learning every day as estheticians. And I find that that's something that's so beautiful about what we do because there's always new things happening. So what are we looking for in the future? So maximizing results, the power of combining laser and electrolysis. So electrolysis can gain a deeper understanding of how electrologists can gain a deeper understanding of how laser and electrolysis can complement each other and elevate their practice. It's not about one technique being better than the other, but about offering a comprehensive and customized solution for clients. Incorporating both methods increases versatility and broadens the client base. So combining these technologies also enhance the ability to deliver the best possible results tailored to each client's unique needs. So when practitioners understand the integration of both laser and electrolysis, it can lead to more effective permanent results. They can position themselves as experts who provide comprehensive and cutting edge solutions. So ultimately, this approach increases client satisfaction and fosters long term loyalty. So if we look at the future here, so what is the future? So this is a very good question, Stephanie. I love that one because it really got me thinking of what can happen later on. So the future of hair removal industry will undoubtedly be shaped by continued technology advancements and the increasing overlap between laser and electrolysis. So we'll see more hybrid technologies that combines the benefits of both features, offering even more precision, more comfort, and more effectiveness. As technologies continue to improve, I foresee a multi-functional device that can provide personalized treatments depending on clients' needs. So additionally, the growing demand for non-invasive treatments will likely drive innovations towards faster, more efficient, and more comfortable procedures. Another important trend will be the integration of artificial intelligence and device learning to further personalize treatment and track process. So professionals who adapt and stay informed about these evolving technologies will be able to offer clients an even higher level of care, ensuring long-term success for both their businesses and the industry as a whole. So thank you for listening. Did you guys have any questions for me?
One of the things that I think about when I was asking you, like, what do you think about the future of our hair removal industry? When Joanny and I started talking about E2C and we started conceptualizing what this would look like, we just understood that we were these younger by age electrologists that had been at it for a while, that had moms in it, just like how you experience that as well.
Yeah.
We understood that like it was hard to connect because we're all solo practitioners predominantly. Like, so the majority of us work by ourselves. And so we were like these little islands and nobody had the boat to get to each island. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that some of this was like our vision was being able to have a space like this where electrologists can come in and ask a bunch of questions from a distributor or ask a bunch of questions from other educators, or come in like this weekend when I'm talking about laser and electrolysis. I'm going to talk to you guys about like how it changed my career. I started out as a laser technician, a daughter of an electrologist who was unable to access electrolysis education in my first year. Okay. So I started out as a laser technician who knew a lot about electrolysis. And it wasn't until I included electrolysis into my practice that my laser and my laser patients really just took off, because then it got to a point where I could offer anything. So when I opened the school last year, and I was like, okay, how am I going to help the next generation? I thought about how do we incorporate that cross training, bringing in laser educators to come in and talk about that, or being able to understand why the benefits of all modalities, all megahertz, all wavelengths are beneficial, because so many of us have had like one spot to research and nobody to talk to. And so E2C is to create that, the mentorship. This is a space to craft, right? And then from there, you get to learn about other opportunities for education. As she's over there choking.
Sorry.
So it's one of those things that you think about, that you know within your whole heart that like, it is not just, and I tell my students this often, I am one way to learn, not the only way to learn.
Yes, 100%.
That needs to be something that every person that listens to this down the road, is that it is not one association you belong to, or one certification that you obtain, or one modality that you go after. It is that comprehensive understanding that like each spot brings you something new to learn from, right?
100%.
Being able to talk to you. I remember last year when I went to the Vancouver show that we were talking about at the start of this, and the person that was there with Carl, which is funny because I actually have a picture of him talking to somebody else. I didn't realize I was taking a picture of the owner's son kind of thing moment. And I was just like, there's some young guy there to my distributor. I'm like, I don't know who he was. And so I didn't get a chance to like get to know the technology because the person that was selling with him was not an electrologist.
Right.
So I need someone that speaks my lingo, right?
Yeah.
I need someone that I can go in there and be like, I want to break open this unit and learn about it. Right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So the future is putting electrologists like you in those innovation meetings and saying, okay, this is what I like about the machine, and this is what's not functioning. This is not
right.
I want to
and getting feedback from everybody. So that's really a fun thing that we do, right? So the Evolution X HD, initially, really what we did is that we took comments that we got over all the years of what they would like in a device and what they don't like in a device. And we really created one. So this device was really tailor-made for what was being asked for years. So obviously coming out with that, we had to come out with a prototype. So for 3 years, we came out with the prototype. We sent it out to teachers, to professionals that's been doing electrolysis for a long time. And then they got to test the unit, then more feedback, more meetings. So that was really, really fun to experience. I can say, especially on my second year at Silhouette Zone, getting to experience all of that and really testing the technologies with all our engineers, and also being at the head office where that's where the devices are made from scratch, right? That's where the big decisions are being made. So it's really, really interesting to see firsthand and how we listen to really our customers. The
so
important
what you're saying is I have to move to Montreal to be like inside of the office.
Basically, you have to move to Montreal to really get the inside scoop. That's it.
The Italian mother would just me. That's moved out of country. No, there is something that I think that there is. So Lydia, this is such a great question. How, and this might not be something that, sorry, the train's going by if you guys can hear this. So Lydia asks, how can we get our state law to change the law so electrologists can use laser? Okay. That you don't have the money for a lobbyist to put attached to a bill. So there's a couple different things, because I know that this won't necessarily be something that Carine can answer because she's not in the States. But one of the big things is showing the success that electrologists have creating tangible results in other states. So talking to your friends in states that allow it and creating information, like a kind of informative sheet, or like what they call a one sheet when it comes to the lobbying portion of things. It's basically all of the things you want to say in your elevator pitch to somebody of why it's important. And then coming and backing that up with facts of who's doing a good job and why we should be allowed to. 2, it's not always a lobbyist that you need. When you talked about like you don't have the money for a lobbyist, actually most lobbyists will work with grassroots projects that are passionate about helping the public. So it's about finding an organization, for example, your local LGBT organization or your local or regional women's health organization. Okay. And a nonprofit that has those dollars to help you with that funding portion. And then it comes down to doing events where you are fundraising to get lobbyist dollars. It is not very difficult to have it done. And there are things that you can do as outlines that other states have accomplished that you can reach out to. So, for example, working on this in Washington right now. Well, our state's an unlicensed state, and the people who can perform laser hair removal are going to be our master estheticians. These are people that have been in school for aesthetics for about 1,200 hours by the time they're done with both their initial aesthetics program and their mastering. Well, they can do it, but they don't have any background in hair, right? They have background in like waxing, and they have background in like A&P or the epidermis, and very little when it comes to the trichosis portion of the science. So what I did is I built a one sheet that said, when we become a licensed state, the electrologists that have sat for X amount of time are equivalent to in their education as someone who has sat for X amount of time within skincare. And then I proved why the electrologist would be the better fit for hair removal. Now, I did not go across the board with laser. I didn't say all lasers. I said hair removal devices. And the reason I did that was that a hair removal device is our focus. If we are doing aesthetic procedures, then yes, you would need more aesthetic education behind that, right? So you don't always need to have a bill that has a bunch of dollars behind it. You just have to have a lot of electrologists who are annoying enough to have persistent, consistent, and
100%. Persistent is key.
yes, in their face about why it's important. So I would say that that's going to be the thing that helps you. And that's my 2 cents being stateside, being able to answer that for you. But persistent is a big thing.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I am persistent beyond a point that is normal. I am going to get my yes when I feel like it. So, does anybody else have questions for her? Because we got like 5 minutes and then we released her to the wild so she can go back and rest because it's nighttime for her. Does anybody want to unmute? If you have not checked your inbox and you are trying to get access to the discount code as a member towards Sunday's lecture, it has been sent because Anita was a wonderful person and reminded me the other day that it is out there. I can't wait to talk to you guys about laser and electrolysis on the science side of things and how we can make that. Carine, I can't thank you enough for just coming on tonight and being my second person to bounce things off of, because the fact is like, if I'm here by myself, they have to listen to me ramble on by myself for an hour. And my students already have to do that 1 day a week. Yeah. So.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Yeah. I really appreciate it. And maybe in the future, we'll tune in again together.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone, I will see you guys this weekend online on Sunday morning. Carine, are you going to be joining me Sunday as well? Like, are you coming to watch the class? Okay.
I'm going to be there on Sunday. So I'll be in the background. If you want me to pop in, I'll pop in as well.
I got so much to say in 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could only imagine.
But with 21 years of that behind me, narrowing it down to 2 hours was a struggle.
That's it. So much to say, so little time, I was going to say.
Yeah. We have a part 2 class then. Is that?
Yeah.
Nita's asking for part 2. Oh, girl. Okay. Also, if anybody has, we already are starting to design our lectures for, brain cells work for me, for next year. And I will say that, if you are wanting to hear of a certain topic for 2 hours or longer, there is only so much I can go off on the fly. And Joanny and I always want you guys to fill in. If you haven't reached out about the research project, that is also something that we're going to start our meetings in January. Everybody that has reached out and that has provided all the information that we had asked for, you're going to get an email probably by the end of next week when Joanny is back. And you guys have the both of us back again next week. And so those are all little items that we are working on right now. So I'm trying to poor Carine, I have her set up as a pinned content, and she is the full size of my screen. Remove the pin.
Oh my God.
I am here for everybody. So yeah, we're excited for the research project. If you're still interested or have not, and guess what? My Zapplings or people who are not my Zapplings, if you are not, you're nervous about saying, yes, I want to take part. Look at this one rolling in. And you want to take part in the research project. You're like, I'm too new to do so. You're not too new. We want to see all varied skill sets. We want to see all machines used. We want to see all filaments used. We want to see all modalities played with. That gives us all that content that we need to provide to the FDA to be put us back on the website over the next couple of years. We need that. So newbies, established, I want to see you in this project if you can. All right?
Awesome.
All right, everybody. Peace out.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Speak soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Carine, thank you for showing us how innovation and collaboration can shape the future of hair removal.